Hello, main chess coaches. I'm here just now to help you set up your team for the upcoming main state Scholastic Teams Championship and make sure that you are all set and ready to go. Okay, so a couple of things we're going to look at right now, and we'll try and keep it as short and concise as possible, is first of all setting up a new team on chess.com if you don't already have one, or modifying an existing club to make sure that you actually that you have it all set. The second thing we'll look at is inviting players and, in fact, removing players if you already have an existing club. The third thing we'll look at is inviting tournament administration. And finally, we'll discuss how your players will play from that club. So let's take a look. The first thing we're looking at here is we're looking at a home page here that you might have for chess.com. This is what it looks like for me. It might look a little bit different for you. But the key idea here is what we're looking at clubs. So if you hover on this discussion item here, you'll see clubs right here. You can either click on the clubs here and it'll show all the clubs you have, or ideally you're looking for the clubs right up here. So let's go ahead and click on that clubs right here. As you can see, I have a bunch of them going on here that I'm involved in, okay? What you're looking at, first of all, if you don't already have a club, is you're looking to create a club, okay? So let's click on create a club. It'll give you a bunch of options. Good idea to put a picture in there. It's always nice to see, the school logo or something along those lines. All you need to do that is upload the picture from here, and it will put it right in there for you. I'm just going to choose a picture that I have right here, and there you go. It's all set up. This background here will change the background here. I generally leave that blank because sometimes it messes with the contrast of things here. So I would suggest leaving the background blank. Choose your country. We're in the United States, so let's choose the United States. And typically, I mean, you can put Maine, you can put your town, whatever you like here. The club name is what's important. So here's what we suggest for your club name is put it down as the actual school that's competing. You would need two separate clubs if you've got a team in both the K5 and the K8 section. Feel free to label them with K5, K8. Let's say here that I had Bonnie Eagle Middle School. I already have a Bonnie Eagle Middle School, but let's say I had a Bonnie Eagle Middle School K5, which I don't. But if I did, this is what it would look like. You don't need to mess with any of the other settings right there. You can put a description if you like, but you don't need to. You don't need to select a category if you want. You can put a live matches, live tournaments. You can select various different categories if you like. Here's something you do need to change. Make sure that you change the anyone can join. You switch that off. Okay, and make sure that the play team matches is on. Everything else we don't really care about. You can leave. You can change these as you wish, depending on what you want. Typically, just leave everything else as it is. The two things that you really are concerned about is anyone can join should be switched off, and play team matches should be switched on. Those are the two requirements for playing in the main state championships, or the Scholastic Championships. Okay, once you've done with that, click on create and we'll go from there. Now here's, I'm going to, instead of creating a club, I'm going to go and look at one of the clubs I already have. So right here, I've got the Bonnie Eagle Middle School. I'll probably need to edit this a little bit for tournament play. So if I'm right in here with my Bonnie Eagle Middle School, the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that those settings are correct. This is the club settings. It's not just your settings. So it is the club settings you need to go to. Scroll right down and click on club settings, and it'll open the same window, and you can go down to check this. You'll see here anyone can join is off, play team matches is on. I can save that and I'm good to go. All right, okay, so that's having your club set up and ready to go. The second thing you need to be careful about is your players. So click on members right here. Okay, and the first thing you should do is you should verify that the players that you have on your team are players that are going to play in the state championship. For example, this player right here has not played for me this season, and he will not be playing in the state championship, so I'm going to kick him out of the club. Nothing against the player, he's just not going to be playing, and neither is Brendan Curry, right? So I'll work a little bit more on culling that club. All you do is you click on the player right there, and you click on kick out, and they remove the player. I got to check in with this player. Okay, so you call your player list to make sure that they're exactly the same as the players that you are going to be playing in the state championships. If there are players missing from your list, what you do is you invite people. You're going to have to ask the player what their player name is. Start typing it in here. I know, for example, you can start typing it in here. I'll show you that in a moment. Any player, you type in there, you invite them, and they need to accept it on the other side. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to move on to inviting tournament administration. You do need to invite tournament administration. There are 3 users you need to invite. Okay, the first one is myself. My handle is Sharcoid, SEARCOID. You start typing it, and it starts culling it down to easier if you just type the whole thing in. Click on it, and it'll show it. The next person you need to put in is Michael Dudley. His username is as follows: SIRMINKDEADLY, and you click on him. The third one you need to invite is Dan DeLuca, and his handle is chessmain. So MAINE. And there it is right there. So those are the 3 that you need to invite and make sure that they are in your club. If they're already in your club, you'll see what happens. I'm obviously in my club. It's already a member, and you see the invitations will go through, and you'll be all set from there. Okay. The third thing I have on my list of what you need to do is you then need to manage some members. So back to the members page here, right? I'm going to assume this here is Kate Irvin, and if she was directing the section, which I'm not sure if she is or not yet, but one thing I would do here is I would take Kate Irvin and I would promote her to admin. This is what you need to do to those 3 players, to myself, Mike Dudley, and Dan DeLuca. You need to make sure that all 3 of those are promoted to admin. So we click on promote to admin, and that player's role is changed, right? And you'll see them appear right here. So this is important because when we're setting the challenges, we will set them for you. You will not have to set them, and we need to be administrators on your club in order to do that. We also need to be administrators to check and make sure that your membership list is all set and to take action on that if necessary. So that's where we're at so far. We've looked at setting up a new team or modifying an existing team. We've looked at inviting your players or removing your players if necessary. And we've looked at inviting tournament administration. So what's the experience going to be like for your players? Well, your players are going to go onto live chess, right? And I'll make a separate video for them on this as well, if I don't already have one, which I might. They're going to go onto live chess, and they're going to click on tournaments, and they're going to see it show up right here. Right? That's one option. It'll be assigned to them right here, and they can click on it and they can join it. So the way that works out, I'll choose one of these. They'll see a join button that they can click to join the tournament. Another way of looking at that is when they actually go to the club that they're a part of. So if we go to, for example, Bonnie Eagle Chess always has things going on. Right? Upcoming events, you'll see once we post the event, the players will see the event listed right here with a start time and so on the day. They can actually just click right on it, and it'll open it right up for them, and then they can click on join and they can play. From this point here, as tournament directors, you'll be floor directors, what we're asking all players to do is once they've actually clicked on join, that they then enter focus mode so that there is no chance of any fair play issues, that we see the same consistency right across the board and that everyone is in focus mode. And what you should also see here is that all players should check that they have their settings set to the right button, draw arrows and highlights is off, and the legal moves, show legal moves is also off, right? Once those settings are all set, they're all set and ready to go. The game will start automatically and they can go from there. All right, any players that don't get paired at this point, we will have a separate Swiss going for them there, and we'll have more directions on the day. If you guys have any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, please add them, and I will make sure to get back to you on them. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.